You're better than the best. I'm lucky just to linger in your...
Hello all, it is Wednesday, February 14th, 2018. My name is Doris and this is the Knit and Purl Podcast, episode 141. Happy Valentine's Day, you all. I'm filming in the craft room because there is a lot of noise going on in real life, and I noticed last time that there was coughing in the background and such, so I decided to come into the room. I hope it's okay and the lighting's okay. So, thank you guys for coming. You can find the show notes for this podcast on knitandpurl.net. The Purl is P-E-A-R-L. We have a Ravelry group, which is the Knit and Purl Podcast group. You will find links to the show notes, the Ravelry group, and my Etsy store down below. Please go click and have a look and take a round, and I would take a look around, and I thank you very much. What else did I want to tell you? Let me have a little sip. This is like the third or fourth time I've recorded it because things have been kind of crazy, but we're just going to do this again and hope for the best. And okay, I do a Ravelry group birthday shout out, and this week we have 3 birthdays. It's from February 16th to February 28th. We have Funny Mom 8, who is Lice, S-I-S, or L-I-S-E. Her birthday's on the 23rd of February. We have JJ, who is Jan. Her birthday's on February 29th. And we have Banner Girl 229, who is Lane. Her birthday's also on the 29th. And I know that's leap year, but we're not in leap year this year, so you either celebrate on the 28th or the March 1st, so I'm just telling you happy birthday right now. I hope, anyway, happy birthday to you both, all 3. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. I hope that you get to spend time with friends and family, that you get to do what you want to do on your birthday, and that you get good fibery gifts, and most of all, that you eat birthday cake, or your version of a birthday cake. If it is your birthday between these periods, please, and you don't share them on Ravelry, happy birthday to you as well. We have a knit along right now, or crochet knit an along, we'll say along, a read along. Crochet along, knit along. Please join me in celebrating Valentine's Day and Heart Awareness Month, Heart Health Awareness Month by knitting something red. The rules are you must be a member of the group to qualify for prizes. Knit something in shades of red with at least 100 yards of yarn and post it in the knit along thread. Started February 1st and will end on March 15th. Have fun and think about your loved ones and those you know who have heart health issues. The prize is to be announced. Okay, so knit along, or for knit along, story of the week and stash enhancement. I purchased a needle. I needed a US 5 20 or 24-inch circular for a project. So it was Sunday when I knew I had to get one. So I went to close by and to Joann's and got the clover, which it wasn't very pleasant to knit with, but it did the job. I also purchased some yarn. I purchased some Red Heart Super Saver in the ombre colorway, in pink ombre. So pretty, I love it, and it will probably be another virus. I also got a pattern on a gifted pattern. I can't be messing with this. Sorry for the crinkling. I also received a pattern from Sheila for, I didn't write down the name of it. It's a beautiful crochet pattern Instead of leaving my notes, which was my problem before, I'm going to look it up on Ravelry. And I have a dog crying in the background, so I'm going to stop and come back in a few minutes. Okay, I'm back. Whew. This is gonna be a crazy day. The lighting's not good, but anyway, let me show you this beautiful. It's a crocheted shawl. So pretty. It's called Grass Sharp's Strawberry Fields. But the name of the designer is Grass Sharp Stitches, and the name of the pattern is Strawberry Fields. It is a crocheted shawl pattern with fingering weight, and yeah, absolutely gorgeous. So thank you, Sheila, so much. It's going on the hook soon. Also, story of the week. The last 2 weeks have been productive, which you will see in my knitting. But also, in other news, Ted and I are going to leave Friday for Florida for a week. And we need it so bad. So, please, you know, pray for traveling mercies. That would be much appreciated. Nice weather. Also, I'm going to try while I'm away, if I find a quiet room, if you are interested in filming a short video of, bonus video of my heart health story. So if you are interested in hearing that, please let me know down below so I'll know whether I should do it or not. I feel the need to, since, you know, it is heart health awareness, and I might. But help me out in making up my mind by letting me know in the down bar below. Okay. I didn't get a health pearl, but I do have a faux. Last time I saw you, I was almost done with sock 1. And I knit another sock in a week. Yay! It's just the vanilla sock with a top down, 64 stitches, a few, not even an inch of 2x2 ribbing. And I did a, what is it called? Slip stitch heel and gusset on my Carbons double points. What? Knitting with double points with joy. Wow. Yes, I did. So the needles I used were Carbons 2.75 US 2s. And the yarn is an opal with a German name which translates winter tale by a poem. It's a poem. So there is. They are not matchy, but they're related. They're not twins, but they're related. There you go. Love them. So happy. Works in progress. I may need, for what I needed, the US 5 24-inch circular. It's for this, which is a Zuzu's Petals. I had the urge to make another Zuzu's Petals in a smaller gauge, so this yarn is the Lion Brand Mandela in the Gnome colorway. I had 2 balls. I am done with this except for the bind off and soaking. So let me tell you about the pattern. It is a paid for pattern on Ravelry by Karina Spencer. I got it as a gift from a lovely viewer for my birthday a couple years ago. The yarn I told you about, the needles, are the Clover's US 5 24-inch circular, which is a 3.75 millimeter. The bag, it's in a, thank God for bags, bag. Okay. And the eyeball shawl, which is a paid for pattern on Ravelry by Stephen West. In my fat swirl bag. I hope I'm not bumping this because this is keeping track of my, yeah, okay. Here it is. It probably doesn't look much different to you than it did last time, but I got a little more of the second part of the sclera done. I've been distracted by socks and Susu's petals, but I have gotten a little bit further. And I can't really show you because of all these stitches on the needle, but here is where I am. And if you're wondering, if you wonder what the colors and the yarns are, please click on the show notes, go over to my the whip, and you can find that information. Thank you. I'll be so glad when it's done. I'm hoping to use my vacation time to whip this up and get this out of the whips. I have one more whip that I started as a new whip. I started the baby blanket. I'm bending out of frame, and it's just in a bag. I am knitting the baby blanket. The pattern is a modified Summer Loving wrap. The Summer Loving wrap is a free pattern on Ravelry by Catherine Fagan. The yarn is the Red Heart Super Saver in the Shocking Pink. I'm just using straights 10.5 millimeter, 10.5, US 10.5. Just some cheap Walmart back in the day needles. I modified the pattern because the Summer Loving cowl or Summer Loving wrap, you cast on 59 stitches. Well, that would not be a very big baby blanket. So I reviewed the pattern. The pattern is you use multiples of 11 plus 4. So I cast on 125. And it's going to be a beautiful summer blanket for a little girl. So another thing about this pattern, because I knit off my right needle onto my left needle, where right-handed people knit off their left needle to their right needle. So I have to like do some skipping, some modifying of the rows. And when I was knitting the summer wrap back last summer, I had to start it 2 or 3 times because I was getting messed up. So I had to print, it's a 4-row repeat, and I had to print this up so that I would, what I did was when it came to a slip knit, I had to do a knit 2 together, and on the knit 2 togethers I have to do a slip knit. So printed this up of how I would knit it to help me. So this is still a very helpful tool for me. I'm also going to be doing I'm working on a left-handed knitting series, so stay tuned for that. I get frustrated sometimes when I love knitting from left, I love knitting true left-handed. I just learned this 4 years ago, and my knitting is more enjoyable. My knitting faster, I'm more productive. So, but I get frustrated when I'm like knitting something and I, like a chart, I have to read different than a right-handed person. Nobody does charts for left-handed people. Nobody does. Anyway, it's frustrating to be a left-handed knitter, but I love it and I will work through it and do what I can do. Enough said of that. I have one more thing to share with you, and that is the Pinterest find. I didn't do any spinning this week, but the Pinterest find is 9 knitting apps that every knitter should have. And I'm going to, here's what the page looks like. Let it get focused. So the first one is Stash to Go. Here's what it looks like. I'm going to try not to touch it and make it mess up. That's what the app looks like. And it is a one-stop knitting app. It works by syncing with your Ravelry app, so you can keep your favorite patterns all in one place. And it is $5.99. There's a free light version, and it's for Apple and your iPhone, iPad, and Android. Stashbot is an ultimate set of knitting tools for your phone. This app works like a kind of knitting calculator. Just put in the type of project you're working on, the size, and the gauge, and it will calculate the amount of yarn you should need to complete the project. Bee Count is actually a free one for Android or web app, and it is a counter you have across all your projects. Knit Texture, I didn't show you. Here's what the app, the KnitBot app looks like. Sorry about that, I didn't show you. This is the Bee Count, and this one is the Knit Texture right there. And it is a knitting stitch index. So it has over 250 stitches in their gallery. Number 5 is Knitting Chart Maker. It is an Apple and Android. Here's what it looks like, and it's to help you. It's a design tool for charts. And we have Ravulous. It can sync your Ravelry account to keep your knit patterns all in one place. It is super handy, but Ravulous keeps it a step further with a stash log too. And that is a 152 Android and 160 Kindle. Oh, so that one's just a Kindle and Android, not Apple. Knit Companion is number 7. It's an interface that can upload patterns and track your progress with a breeze, and it is an Apple, an Android, and a Kindle. And that's what it looks like right there. And this is what the Ravulous looks like. Okay. Gauge Free is iPhone, iPad. It's a way to do gauge swatches. And the last one is Knitting Love, or Love Knitting. All in one place for knitters, whether you want to store your patterns, browse the library, or use your knitting tools like a stitch or row counter. This app is the one for you, and it is it's an Apple product, or iPhone and iPad, and it is free. And it looks like this. So, finally, in the bottom of my show notes and in the down bar below, there is a link to my Etsy store. Please go have a look around. like a few things, and if you find something that you just need so bad, please, I will happily sell it to you and send it to you as soon as I possibly can. However, I need to put my Etsy store on vacation. I would hate for somebody to buy something and have to wait a week and a half. So I'll have to do that. Anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping by and spending some time with me. And I will see you in 2 weeks for the next episode of the Knit and Purl podcast. Please don't forget to leave me a comment letting me know, should I or should I not? Are you interested in hearing my heart story? Bye, you guys.
You're better than the best.